What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Thursday, April 27th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 5-game MLB slate tonight. So let's take a look at the pitcher position. I like Shane McClanahan. He's got a massive pitching advantage here over a low salary batting team, the Chicago White Sox. Shane McClanahan, he's pitching 22% better versus righty pitchers than he does his other pitches. So he pitches his best ball versus righty batters, giving up a .467 OPS versus righties, and he's facing 6 righties here tonight. On top of that, the White Sox have only hit 7 of his last 39 pitches. That's a 179 batting average. Now he's averaging 44 fantasy points per game on the season, has an ERA of 1.86, record is 4-0, pitching an average of 92 pitches per game. So he's expensive here at $11,300 FanDuel salary, but he is $1,300 less on DraftKings. And Vegas thinks this is going to be a low-scoring game. 7 runs scored in this game. That's their over-under. So I like Shane McClanahan here versus the Chicago White Sox. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. I like Ali Rutschman. He's got a 35% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Joey Wentz. Adley Rutschman, he's batting a .797 OPS versus lefty pitchers. And Joey Wentz pitching his worst ball by far to switch hitters. 44% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 1.225 OPS versus switch hitters. Now, Adley Rutschman, he's 3 for 6 here versus Wentz with a 1 OPS. He's $3,600 FanDuel salary, $1,500 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .278. So I like Adley Rutschman here versus Joey Wentz. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Jorge Polanco. He's batting against a low-salary pitcher, Zach Greinke. Jorge Polanco batting a .715 OPS versus righty pitchers. Zach Greinke pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, 56% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 1.555 OPS versus switch hitters. And Jorge Polanco is 2 for 6 here versus Greinke with a .929 OPS. He's $3,400 FanDuel salary, $800 more on DraftKings, averaging 16 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 19, 20, and 28 fantasy points in his last 3 games. He has a batting average of .409. So I like Jorge Polanco here versus Zach Greinke. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Yandy Diaz. He's got a 66% batting advantage over Dylan Cease. Yandy Diaz batting 31% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.056 OPS versus righties, Dylan Cease, pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 35% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .686 OPS versus righties. Yandy Diaz is 2 for 7 here versus Cease. That's a .286 batting average. He's $3,600 FanDuel salary, $1,400 more on FanDuel, averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .299, so I like Yandy Diaz here versus Dylan Cease. Now, if you're looking to save some salary here, take a look at Jose Miranda. Only $2,500 FanDuel salary, $300 more on DraftKings. Gonna have to save some salary somewhere on this slate. Jose Miranda, he's batting 3 for 10 here versus Greinke, and only averaging 7 fantasy points per game on the season, but he scored 47 fantasy points last game, has a batting average of .240, so I think he does make a good value play here tonight. So I like Jose Miranda as a value play here versus Zach Greinke.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Bobby Witt Jr. with a 49% batting advantage over Tyler Mahle. Bobby Witt Jr. batting a .750 OPS versus righties. Tyler Mahle pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .915 OPS versus righties. Now, Bobby Witt Jr. is 0 for 1 versus Mahle, $3,200 FanDuel salary, 2,000 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. He did score fantasy points in all 5 of his last games, and he has a batting average of .253. So I like Bobby Witt Jr. here versus Tyler Mahle. Now, another shortstop you can look at, this is another value play on the slate. Take a look at Isaiah Keener-Falefa, has a 78% batting advantage over Andrew Heaney. So Isaiah Keener-Falefa batting 50% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .639 OPS versus lefties. Andrew Heaney pitching 28% worse to righties as he does lefties, giving up a .751 OPS versus righties. So I like this pick because Isaiah Keener-Falefa is 5 for 19. It's a .263 batting average here versus Heaney. So he has had some success here. Only $2,100 FanDuel salary, same price on DraftKings, averaging 5 fantasy points per game on the season, but he did score fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. So I like Isaiah Keener-Falefa as a value play here versus Andrew Heaney. Okay, moving on to the outfield position, I like Byron Buxton with a 40% batting advantage over Zach Greinke. Byron Buxton batting 37% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .831 OPS versus righties. Zach Greinke, he's giving up a .702 OPS versus righty batters. Byron Buxton is 5 for 13. It's a .385 batting average and a .967 OPS versus Greinke. Only $2,900 FanDuel salary. He is $2,300 more on DraftKings, averaging 10 fantasy points per game on the season. Scored fantasy points in all 5 of his last games. Has a batting average of .244. So I like Byron Buxton here versus Zach Greinke.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.